Welcome everyone to the first public meeting of the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm with our special guest, Annie Farrell of Millstone Farm. We have a packed house tonight, and we are just thrilled that you have all come out tonight to be with us. And now I'd like to introduce you to Pam Jones, the force behind the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm initiative.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pam Jones. I am the founder of the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm, and thank you so much for joining us. As you may know, the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm is an idea that's been incubating for more than 1 year. Our mission is to create an organic working farm, an educational center on town land, and to celebrate Fairfield's agrarian roots by redefining our community for the 21st century. So what exactly is the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm? It is about returning to the land and developing a new relationship with the soil, water, seeds, and plant life in a manner that promotes well-being. It's about relearning what our ancestors knew how to do very well. I don't have to tell you that we've become disconnected from the earth. Our relationship with the food we eat is similarly disconnected. Typically, the food we eat is grown on corporate farms thousands of miles from our kitchen tables. Fruit and vegetables are manufactured to withstand long-distance transport and extended shelf life. A study conducted by a Midwestern university found that here in the United States, salad greens are shipped an average of 1,494 miles from farm to our tables. The truth is, you probably never have served a complete dinner with food grown entirely here in Connecticut, or even New England for that matter. We think this needs to change. With this dislocation, there are other potential issues. With our food supply currently located thousands of miles away, it is no wonder that people have estimated we only have a 2-day supply of food in Connecticut. The point is not whether it's 2 days or 10 days. The point is we need to start growing our own food because it is more nutritious, because we are otherwise vulnerable, because it is good for our local economy, and because it just makes common sense. So the Fairfield Organic Teaching Farm is about us here in Fairfield learning how to farm, how to raise vegetables and fruits and animals sustainably. It's about educating ourselves through lectures, workshops, practicums, film screenings. Our ambition is to raise $60,000 in cash donations and $60,000 in in-kind contributions from local businesses and major donors to start up a truly productive, efficient, cost-effective, sustainable, small-scale farm, and to run it so that we can generate enough money to pay the bills. We want this farm to be designed by the smartest, small-scale organic farmer and artist in America, Annie Farrell. The farm is about building a beautiful growing area, building raised beds, a secure fence, a hoop house, a small barn for our tools, and maybe even, yes, an outdoor pizza oven. Subject to whatever Annie says, we will need carpenters and plumbers and architects and Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and moms and dads and professors and students, truck drivers and computer geeks, young and old, rich and poor, to make this what it is meant to be. Because the farm is about us being a community. For the past 6 months, we've worked quietly, tirelessly, and diligently with the Conservation Commission, the Parks and Recreation Commission, and the First Selectman to find a suitable home for our farm on town-owned land. We note our progress has been slow. We have patiently considered each site proposed by the town, including the town dump, the parking lot at Jennings Beach, the steep hills of Mohegan, and the wooded wetlands of the Barberry property. In fact, in the same period of time we've been talking, our friends in Westport have found a site, leased the land from the town, renovated buildings, turned and amended the soil, planted it, and even harvested. Here in Fairfield, we're still talking. The site most likely to be our home the home for our farm is the Parcell property, which is located at Fairfield's highest elevation. It's beautiful and remote. There is no access to water, electricity, and no shelter. It's an open field that's never been cultivated. We hope to have a lease signed by the beginning of August. Between now and then, we invite you to come to our regular bi-weekly meetings. Starting in July, we'll be meeting at the Greenfield Grange twice each month at 6:30 p.m. for a potluck dinner. A certificate of incorporation has just been filed with the Secretary of State for recognition as a non-stock corporation, and we are seeking tax-exempt status from the IRS.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Cole, and really we're a bunch of women right now, and men.
That's right.
And Ray, just like pooling our talent and intelligence and faith and hope and hard work and trying to do something meaningful. So we're going to need some help. And I would encourage everyone to come to the Grange for those meetings and get involved. I mean, really, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, and now it is my great pleasure to introduce Annie Farrell, who is an organic farmer and has been one for quite a long time and is quite well known throughout the United States and is currently the farm manager at Millstone Farm in Wilton. Thank you very much, Annie, for coming to speak tonight.
And I hope to see you guys do what you want to do. And I think the whole idea is that the more farms we have, the more opportunities there will be for people, and particularly children, to see them and perhaps learn something and want to do it themselves, and for adults to go and learn how to farm. We have families that come to Millstone Farm and work in the garden, and it's really a wonderful place to learn how to grow your own food. So, but farmers had started turning to monoculture. And they all had Holstein cows that were super cows. They all looked the same. The tractors looked like that. What used to be a diversified little farm had become a monoculture. And the farms, when I got there were 38 of them. And within 10 years, the farms were down to 7. So, and that was in the 70s and 80s. So farms were disappearing, and they were just becoming one big monoculture. The field next door to me, which looked just like that, had corn year after year after year, chemicals. It was on bottom land. The silt would wash away every year when the river came up, and off it went. And the farmer just put more fertilizer down and grew more corn and fed it to their cows in the free stalls. The cows weren't even out on the grass. So the grass was growing up. And something about that just seemed wrong to me. So I decided to build a house there, and we used native stone. You can see the house going up. And talk about building something from nothing. You know, I could have baked pies. The amount it cost me to build that house, because it was all stone, and we took down 4 barns, and we had a lot of volunteer help. That's my dad helping up there on the left. And that entire house was built, you know, it's like Mother Earth News. I built my house for $70. It was not a lot of money. But I did learn a lot, and I learned from old timers, and I think there's still some around. I'm becoming one of those old timers, one of the people that you learn from, and that's what I want to be able to give you. So I learned how to milk goats, I learned how to make haystacks, and I learned how to grow my own food. And I canned virtually everything we ate. But I like to think of my jars of food as my security blanket. And I think that that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for a way to grow food so we can have food on the shelves that we don't have to go to the A&P for. Somebody said that you have 2-day supply in Connecticut, and you know, I can just imagine what it would be like if everybody tried to go get the food. So having jars of food and being able to provide yourself with food, I think provides a lot of security. 10 reasons to buy local food, we were talking about it, and we have the same 10 reasons at Millstone Farm. The same 10 reasons are true anywhere you go. Why we farm. We're building a new generation. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be teaching people. There's some of the efforts going on around the globe. That's Will Allen from Milwaukee, Majora Carter, Sustainable South Bronx, and she's also working in Detroit, as you mentioned earlier. At the bottom, there's rooftop gardens. There's people who are doing sustainable fisheries and working towards sustainable fisheries, let's put it that way. It's a big challenge right now. But people all over the planet are looking for ways to grow food safely. And what was lunatic fringe did become cutting edge and is mainstream. And I think we've gone beyond it. We don't even use the word organic anymore because so many people have adopted it that aren't necessarily embracing all of the techniques that we're talking about. But we obviously do use only organic techniques. And I think that what you're doing is fantastic. And thank you.